Hey y'all, it's that time again. It's Math with Mrs. Peters, the crazy cat lady of Hiram High School. Today's topic, ABC factoring. And I bet you're wondering what that exactly means. Well, let's look at a standard form of a quadratic. And remember, a quadratic is any equation or trinomial or binomial or monomial that says it has the highest degree. That means the largest exponent is a squared exponent. And we just happen to have that right here. Right, now a is the coefficient of the x squared term. Right here. B is the coefficient of the single or linear x term. And C stands for constant. Alright, so if I had say, just a generic polynomial, x squared minus 2x minus 35, okay, A in this case would be 1, B would be negative 2, and C is negative 35. Alright, A is 1, B is negative 2, and C is negative 35. Now, ABC factoring, there's a couple of steps that are involved with this. Okay, first thing we have to do is we have to multiply A times C, which in this case is really nice because it gives me negative 35. So that's step one. Step two is to list all the two numbers that can be multiplied to equal negative 35. Okay, in that case, that would be negative 1 times 35, or positive 1 times negative 35. It might be negative 5 times positive 7, or it is 5 times negative 7. There are no other factors for 35. Now, we're going to add these factors. Okay, those are the factors of A times C, and we want them to equal whatever B is, and B was negative 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what we get. Negative 1 plus 35 is equal to 34. And 1 plus a negative 35 gives me a negative 34. Well, neither one of those are negative 2. Negative 5 plus 7 is positive 2, and positive 5 plus negative 7 is going to give me negative 2. Oh, look, here are the factors we want, and we are going to put them into a template. And our template looks like this. It's x with some space, a set of parentheses, another x, and another set of parentheses. And I'm going to take those factors along with the signs that they are given, and I'm going to say that this was positive 5, so that's plus 5. And this was negative 7, so that is subtract 7. Our last step is to take whatever the value of A was over here, and we're going to divide by that A. Okay, so we're going to divide 5 by 1, because that's what A was, and 7 by 1, that's what A was. And we're going to simplify that, and we're going to notice that we get exactly the same thing in this case of x plus 5 and x minus 7, and we're finished factoring. Let's try another one. Again, we need to make sure we label what A, B, C are. So A in this case is 1, B is negative 7, and C is positive 12. A times C, okay, step 1, is 12. What are all the factors of 12? Well, they give you positive 12. Well, there's 1 times 12 and negative 1 times negative 12. And yes, guys, you have to include the negative ones too. We also have 2 times 6 and negative 2 times negative 6. We have negative 3 times 4, negative 4, and positive 3 times positive 4. Just like in the previous example, we're going to add these factors and to get whatever b is. In this case, negative 7. So, 1 plus 12, well, that's 13. Negative 1 plus negative 12 is negative 13. 2 plus 6, though it's close to 7, it's not. It's positive 8. Negative 2 plus negative 7 is negative 8. Negative 3 plus negative 4 equals negative 7. There's our factors. Excellent. All right, we're still going to use that template that I told you about. And again, paying attention to the signs, it was negative 3 and negative 4, so this becomes subtract 3 and subtract 4. Last step is to divide by whatever a is. A was 1. Those don't simplify any further than they already are, so our final answer is x minus 3 and x minus 4. And y'all know this is going to get a little harder with the next example that I give. All right, now this is one where a is something other than positive 1. So again, we're going to do like we have been doing. We're going to write a equals 2, b equals negative 1, and c is equal to negative 15. Okay, a times c, in this case, is negative 30. So let's list all the factors of negative 30. So that's negative 1 times positive 30, 1 times negative 30. I also have negative 2 times 15 and 2 times negative 15. I have 3 times negative 10, or negative 3 times positive 10, and I have negative 6 times 5, or positive 6 times negative 5. All right, now remember we're going to add these to get whatever b is, and b in this case is negative 1. Now, let's use our brain here a little bit. All of this so far has been just rote work, not any thinking really going on. I need to pay attention to the fact that I want those two factors that I'm going to add together to be as close to 1 as possible. And that means these are not very close to 1. 2 and 15, they're not very close to 1. All right? So if we use our logic skills, we might not have to do quite so much work. So 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7. Okay? Or negative 3 plus positive 10 is positive 7. Negative 6 plus positive 5 is negative 1. And look, with a little bit of work and a little bit of thinking, I found my factors. So I'm going to write them in my template. X minus 6 and x plus 5. Now, y'all, this is where dividing by a becomes very important. So now I'm going to divide by a. Okay. This one here simplifies. I get x minus 3. This other one here did not simplify. So the denominator is going to come up and live in front of, or become the coefficient of x. So I'm going to get 2x plus 5. So my final answer is x minus 3, my final factored form, and 2x plus 5. All right, here's the last example I'm going to do. Numbers are a little bit bigger. A is 6. B is negative 1. C is negative 12. A times C is going to be negative 72. All right, now let's list the factors of 72. Well, that's going to be, or negative 72, that's going to be negative 1 times 72. 1 times negative 72. We also get, let's see, what else? I don't know, 6 times negative 12, which is the ones we had, or negative 6 times positive 12. Y'all, now if you think very carefully and think about 72, you don't have to list them all out. You might remember that our 9's times tables gives us 9 and 8 being 72. So negative 9 times negative 8 is 72, or positive 9 times negative 8 gives us 72. And let's check those out. Let's see if when we add those together, we get what we want. And what is it that we want? We're looking for them to equal negative 1. Okay? So 6 plus negative 12 is going to give me negative 6. That's not negative 1. Negative 6 plus positive 12 is going to give me positive 6. Negative 9 plus positive 8 gives me negative 1, and I have my factors. All right, now I'm going to put them in my template. I get x minus 9, x plus 8, because the 8 was positive. Now, we're going to divide by a. A in this case was 6. So I'm going to divide both of these by 6. And when I do that, I'm going to notice I do get a reduction happening here. I get x minus 3 halves, and I get x plus 4 thirds, and I still have fractions. So in order to get rid of those fractions, I'm going to rewrite them with that with the denominator becoming the coefficient of the x in both cases. So that x, that 2, that denominators, and that 3 are going to move up here, so that I get 2x minus 3, and I get 3x plus 4. And I've got my answer. That's all there is. ABC factoring. Y'all take care. Write down your questions, bring them to class, and we'll discuss them. And have a good evening. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.